Only Murders in the Building Season 5, Episode 5, Tongue-Tied, comes as a bit of a surprise after last week's bombshell ending. Rather than focusing on Mabel, Selena Gomez, Oliver, Martin Short, and Charles, Steve Martin, twisted contractual podcast obligations and the investigative pickle they now find themselves in, Tongue-Tied instead turns its attention back to the inner workings of the Arconia. That's not a wholly bad thing. Although I would have liked to have seen a bigger reaction from the trio regarding the schemes of New York's uber-wealthy elite, I did enjoy getting a closer look at the Arconia's downstairs folk, the welcome return of D.A. Vine Joy Randolph's Detective Donna Williams, and the extraordinarily odd sexual tension between Charles and Téa Leonie's Sophia Caxamilio. This episode may have had its awkward and unnecessary moments. I could do without Sophia's brood, for instance, but nothing will ever beat Steve Martin shouting, "Stop slut-shaming me," as Charles' body is overwhelmed by a torrent of testosterone. Only Murders in the Building channels Downton Abbey in Season 5, Episode 5. Howard, Lestr the robot, Mabel, and Oliver in Only Murders in the Building Season 5, Episode 5. The second episode of Only Murders in the Building Season 5, After You, hinted at the divide between the Arconia's tenants and its caretakers. Despite his years of service, Lester, Teddy Kaluka, was only ever viewed by the residents as a person within the context of his job, not outside of it. Charles, Oliver, and Mabel couldn't even remember Lester's daily catchphrase, after all. In Episode 5, the divide between the tenants and the workers is explored in more depth. There's a reason stories like Downton Abbey and Upstairs, Downstairs continue to hold so much appeal. Who really wields the power in those situations? The residents, or the employees who learn every inch of the tenants' lives from their garbage and their gossip? While I enjoyed watching Oliver stand up for the Arconia's workers, I am starting to wonder if Season 5 has bitten off more than it can chew. We've got three very different lines of inquiry happening here: Lester's co-workers, the mysterious cliffhanger partnership between Lester's wife, Lorraine, Diane Wiest, and Sophia, and this season's adversarial billionaires. The change-up between this episode and the last is starting to feel a little ominous. I get the sense that these episodes would come across differently if they were binged in one go, but with a weekly release, the show's narrative divide feels more pronounced. The characters showed real vulnerability in Only Murders in the Building Season 5, Episode 5. Steve Martin as Charles Hayden Savage in Only Murders in the Building Season 5, Episode 5. While the series relies on its quirky humor and the intrigue of its cases to captivate its audience, Charles, Oliver, and Mabel are also a major draw. Season 5, Episode 5, does a great job of painting them all in a more vulnerable light. This installment also focuses on their dynamic as a trio. Beneath the sheer manic energy of Charles's hormone-fueled escapades, it's clear he's feeling left behind. He's had some truly terrible luck in his love life since Season 1, and that streak seems to be continuing. All he wants is to find someone the way Oliver did, and I enjoyed seeing that vulnerable side of him again. There's a lot of hope there, but understandable trepidation, too. Mabel, meanwhile, might be the one most focused on the case, as she usually is, but it's clear she's sensing change in the air, too. The way she speaks to Oliver candidly when she finds out he's had an offer on his apartment speaks volumes, and Gomez did a great job showing off her character's softer side, even if just for a moment. Additionally, the way Charles and Mabel react to Oliver's indecision about accepting the offer on his Acronia apartment digs into how they operate as a threesome. Will their friendship still work if one of them decides to leave? How fragile is their partnership if Oliver was willing to hide the truth from them? Of course, I don't like the idea of the OMIP trio ever falling apart, but the simmering tension between them in this episode does make the story feel more personal, more urgent. We're now at the halfway point of Only Murders in the Building's 5th season. Whatever happens next in the investigation, let's hope they can continue to rely on each other.